All right, Aquarius, what's going on for you for November? Peace. I love this card, the gorilla. Peace. This is peace with yourself, peace with the decisions you've made. Whew. I just felt an overwhelming sense of peace saying that. And we're just beginning your read. So I'm hoping that says something. This is, may peace be with you. If you're, disconnected from somebody that you've cared about, if you are, reconnecting with somebody from the past. I don't know why, but they are stating that this is a past type energy. However, it doesn't have to be. This could just be making peace with the past and then moving forward. But I love this for you starting out because, like I said, the peace card talks about being in a position of strength, not weakness, choosing peace rather than war. Okay, so this is talking about showing compassion and kindness in situations or with people that maybe you don't feel like being compassionate with. Maybe you're exhausted with the situation. Maybe you just want peace in your own mental clarity, physical clarity. You get my point. And the universe is saying, okay, peace be with you, opening up here with your first card of the night. All right. The next card you have is your current position coming into the read, and you have the Five of Wands. This is why you need peace. The Five of Wands is chaos, priorities. It's competition. So there may be different people who want your attention. Now, it's almost feeling as though there's different people who want your attention in which decision you're going to make. So let's say you're dealing with an ex, there's competition. Like maybe your parents are like, oh, this person's not good for you. Or your friends are like, well, don't you remember what he or she did? And yet at the same time, you still have a very strong connection with this person. You love this person. You care about them. It's not anybody else's business, is it? And you know what? I've tried to make it very clear lately, and recently in a private read I did, and the person was like, thanks for saying that, because I'm getting tired of people going, don't take that loser back, or you can't take this person back. Yeah, I mean, I've had reads where I've been like, they might be a little narcissistic. You might want to watch it, but us loving people, we should never feel shamed or guilt ourselves after giving somebody another chance or a third chance or a fifth chance or a 10th chance, because we love who we love and there's no shame in it. It's lessons. And right now, Aquarius, it feels as though you're trying to figure out those lessons. You're trying to battle through the chaos because maybe you're battling your heart and your head. Maybe your heart is like, I love this person deeply, but your head is saying, but we just can't connect. We just can't make this happen. We're toxic for each other. Whatever the case may be, you're kind of having a moment of uproar, but the peace is coming, Aquarius. The peace is coming. The next card you have is how you're feeling coming into the month. And you have the Hierophant card, which is Taurus card. So you could be dealing with the Taurus. But the biggest thing about the Hierophant is this is embracing, becoming a better person. This is self-improvement. This is, learning lessons and then guiding yourself and being committed to self-improvement and, furthering your understanding on situations that haven't done you well, and then what you want to improve, self-improve, how do you want to improve your communication with other people, and vice versa. Maybe this is somebody who, you're still connecting with, or you still care about, or, you haven't quite cut the connection, or they haven't, but maybe you're not communicating at all. The Hierophant is talking about letting the universe kind of take the wheel, but also where can I improve, or where do I see places that maybe, did I let this person stay on for too long? Did I allow this energy to stay along? Did they overstay their welcome? Or, were there things I could have done differently as well? Or communication or conversations we could have had to avoid certain situations that took place that have led to the situation you're in now. The next card you have is your distant past. So over the past 5-10 years, could be throughout your childhood. You have the Four of Cups. This card has been coming up a ton. So the Four of Cups is a wasted time, taken for granted type energy. So the universe is saying, in the past, you felt taken for granted. You felt like you've wasted your time. Well, now's the time. Now is your chance to turn that around and make the change. If you're interested in reconnecting with somebody from the past, don't look at it as I'm wasting my time. Don't look at it as, I'm being taken for granted. There's going to be a particular point where if you do want to reconnect with somebody from the past, that there has to be, and there doesn't have to be anything. I mean, this is entertainment purposes only. You could be like, whatever, but relationships, when people reconcile, and it is possible to successfully reconcile depending on what's happened and how things progress. But the main thing here is don't go into it looking at it as it's already over, or you already know the outcome. That too many people do that. Well, then what's the point of getting back together if you're going to look at it and assume that you can't trust them, or look at it and assume that it's going to be negative no matter what? If that's the case, then move on. Then be like, you know what? I'm done with this. Aquarius, be like, I would never talk to this person again because I've been taken advantage of. I wasted my time. But I don't feel like that's the case here. I feel like some of you really are looking for peace, even if it's just closure. The next card you have is your immediate past. Over the past 2 weeks, past month or two, you have the Two of Pentacles, balance, change, priorities. You have been trying to figure things out and trying to balance, keep yourself balanced, figure out, how do I balance these coins? How do I get this to where, I'm not compromising what I want, or what I need, but is there a possibility to do that with somebody from the past, even though we've been like this? Like we can't seem to get on the same page. It's also about changes and priorities. There's a lot of things that maybe you're wanting to change about yourself, or maybe this other person has been putting a lot of work into themselves. There's a very strong emulating energy, Aquarius, this month for you guys of just kind of taking a breather and releasing this chaos. Now, you may have chaos because, again, there may be competition for your attention. For a few of you, there's this energy that's saying that this past person, you're still connected with them. Maybe you're communicating, maybe you're not communicating, but you still care about them. They still care about you. You guys just aren't together or talking. But you also may have somebody else who wants your attention, which brings out the kind of competition aspect here with the Five of Wands. Also could very much be the strain of this breakup, or the strain of this past energy and everything else you're dealing with. You have kids to take care of and work and fur babies and whatever you have going on. And you're kind of like, how do I, get all of this to come together? You've been managing to, keep yourself grounded or keep yourself somewhat balanced, but coming into this month, something's shaking it up. I don't know if this person has recently contacted you. There's something that's shaking up a place of like stability that you reached, and now all of a sudden something comes in and you're like, whoa. And it's not necessarily bad whoa, it's just wait a minute, I didn't see this coming, or what am I going to do with this energy? The next card you have is your distant future, so over the next few months, and you have the Fool card, leap of faith, take a chance, whether it's new or old. This is progressing forward. This is saying, I don't know which direction I'm going. I have no idea, but I'm going to take a chance. It's footloose, fancy free. It's a sense of folly. It's going, the Fool is the beginning of the major arcana. So it's the beginning of a cycle, a new cycle, a brand new cycle. That's what I was talking about before with this energy of feeling like you've wasted your time or you've been taken for granted. If you wear that on your sleeve with this past person and yet you want to progress forward, that's going to make it much harder to progress forward. Now, some of you may be like, well, shit, Dr. Have this person cheated, or they, I don't know, stole my pillows, or I don't know. But there's a movie where a lady talks about a guy who stole her pillows and got on his Harley and drove away. And it's kind of funny. But my point is, if that's the energy you come into, then the energy is going to be negative surrounding this past relationship. If you can take a leap of faith and start anew and fresh, then you can. And I'm never saying cheating is okay, abuse, any of that. I don't recommend going back to those situations because they're very hard to overcome. But for some of you, it doesn't entail that. For some of you, it entails, somebody wanted to commit, the other person didn't. Somebody wanted to take it a step further, the other person didn't. Arguing, money problems, all of the above. So it doesn't always have to just be something drastic happen and now, there's no turning back. The next card you have is your immediate future. So over the next few weeks, throughout the month of November, and you have the Devil card. Now, the Devil card represents Capricorn. So you could be dealing with a Capricorn, or you could have Capricorn in your chart. This is a toxicity. So for some of you, this is a toxicity from an ex, or this is a toxicity internally. It can be substance abuse. It can be jealousy. It can be, addictions. It can be, even just negativity, feeling that negative mindset, depression, anxiety, feeling like you're losing a sense of control or trying to control a situation. But the devil card here doesn't really make me uncomfortable for some reason. Usually it's kind of like, all right, well, be careful. This person's kind of toxic. Now, for some of you, they are toxic, but for some of you, this toxicity is a lesson that you learned from, and they're coming back in, and I feel as though you're assuming again that it's automatically going to be terrible, this terrible experience, that there's no, wait, so here's something strange. Why are they telling, so be careful with somebody new, because I'm not necessarily saying you and the past are going to reunite or anything like that. In fact, some of you just need to make peace with the past and move on. Okay. Stay straight and fire. But literally, some of you are kind of like, you're not sure what to do with the past, but then there's somebody new coming in, or somebody, just be careful. And it could be a friend, it could be a family member. Be careful with something new. It could be work. It could be a coworker. This feels like something new kind of sneaking in that may not have your best interest at heart either. Like somebody's kind of like, hey, Aquarius, I care about you and I really want to get to know you, but there's something about this particular person or situation I'm not necessarily trusting. And I don't feel like this is the past person, because I don't necessarily feel like the past person has entered back in, or that you guys are communicating. It's very interesting. And then you have the Hanged Man coming out, which is something tangible that's going to happen this month. And the Hanged Man is about don't rush. So there is somebody, be careful, because if you are seeing somebody, or if you're meeting new people, and this is entertainment purposes only. So I'm not saying, run in the opposite direction, but this is not the past situation that's an issue. This is a present situation. Now, again, this could be, a lot of people during COVID are, indulging a little more, feeling, the anxiety and depression building up more. So this could also be like self-care, like, hey, I need to kind of get this devil off my back, which is, got to get back in shape, need to get back outdoors. I'm anxious. I'm homeschooling kids. All the things that we're going through. And this could literally just be talking about, try not to get yourself, too upset about a situation. This is kind of like maybe things building up, because then you have the Hanged Man here, which can represent Pisces. So you could be dealing with Pisces or have Pisces, energy in your chart, but the Hanged Man is about not rushing into anything, not rushing to a conclusion, not rushing towards something, making sure that you have all the answers and, all your ducks in a row before you take action. This is also talking about somebody who is grown very wise and has decided, like, I've compromised on a lot of things, or I've put myself out there and it wasn't reciprocated. So I'm going to be very careful. So this is you kind of tying things up in essence of saying, I'm not going to make a move unless I feel like this energy isn't anywhere near it. The next card you have is how you're feeling throughout the month, and you have the Eight of Cups. So you're looking for a particular cup. The Eight of Cups is a stagnation. It's something that's not moving quickly at all. It's a dissatisfaction. So for some of you, this is, maybe you tried to move on, and it's not funny, but for some reason I giggle because this devil's kind of like, I'm sneaking in. And for some of you, you have somebody, it could even be like your ex's friend or friends of friends, or somebody who knows your situation is kind of like taking advantage of, like, hey, Aquarius, I know you're single, or hey, Aquarius, that person was terrible for you, so I'm coming in. But you want one cup, whether it's a past person or somebody different. It's definitely not this energy, but you're going to be feeling kind of dissatisfied in how things are moving forward, not through the whole month. This could be beginning, middle, end. It could last for a day. It could last for an hour, but there's going to be some sort of moment where you go, well, that kind of sucks. That's not what I was hoping for. That's not what I was looking for. The next card you have are your hopes and fears, the outcome. And you have your card coming out, the Star card, which represents Aquarius. And, as you know, when you come out in your own read, for me, that's a blessing in disguise. This is you being completely true to yourself. This is saying, organically, I will make decisions based on what's going to be good for me, good for my kids, good for my mental health, my physical well-being, all of the above. So having the Star card come out says, you haven't lost faith. You haven't lost hope. you're inspiring yourself, you're inspiring other people. You're just, it's a cliche saying, I'm shooting for the moon, but if I miss, I'll land among the stars. And Aquarius, you are the star here, regardless of whatever direction you go. The next card you have is your outcome card. I kind of figured this is what was happening, especially when peace came on. I'm going to be the bigger person here, and I'm going to come out and say, I'm sorry. And, I apologize for my actions, and I'm apologizing for if I hurt you, or, for how you feel. And they're being, the thing about this energy is they're being authentic. It's not, especially with you coming out in the read, the Aquarius card coming out, or star card coming out. This is saying that they are saying you are, they are being authentic. This isn't just pulling your leg, because then you have the 9 of Cups, which is bliss, pleasure, fulfillment, taking a leap of faith. Can you take a leap of faith with this person? Can you guys get past any of the darkness, any of the toxicity that's been there before? Your fears of toxicity have overtaken, or your feeling of wasting time or feeling taken for granted have overtaken any peace you can find. The Queen of Pentacles ending this talks about somebody who's very generous, a maternal paternal energy. So maybe you guys have kids together. Maybe you're supposed to have kids together. Maybe you had fur babies together. But the Queen of Pentacles talks about being very wise and being very generous, but reciprocity in the fact that you reciprocate what you get. So if this person comes in and they're like, hey, I miss you, I love you, and I'm going to do my best and I want to try and work this out, then great. You'll reciprocate that energy if you find it to be true and heartfelt and very warming. This person does, though, need to understand that there was a lot of heartbreak that they did with this 3 of Swords, that there was damage done here. And so you need to be able to take your time. And if this person really, truly loves you, then they'll give you the time you need to find that trust with them again, or to find that security with them again. Now, your oracle card closing out is rescue. Help is on the way. Okay. So this is universe saying, hey, here's some assistance for you. If you were hoping for some sort of boost or some sort of like push in the right direction, the universe is saying, I'm pushing you in the right direction. But what's even more interesting is I feel like this is somebody who sincerely wants to pick you up, Aquarius, and just give you the biggest fucking hug you've ever had in your entire life.